Hello everyone, I hope you're all well. I'm Jake, and in today's video we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Usually on this channel we just show my Chelsea save, but today we're going to be doing a different kind of video and showing some of, in what my opinion, are some of the best young players post the last update, which was in like March-ish time, because sometimes they still update players and transfers after like January, February, and they change their potential ratings and stuff like that. So this is for the most up-to-date database right now. It is currently midway through April, and I'm going to be showing some of the best young players for each position, 3 players for each position, and to keep it varied, there's going to be a player for if you're a high-end team, a player if you're, say, a mid-level Premier League team, and then sometimes there'll be ones for if you're a Championship club and you want to loan a player or buy a player, that kind of thing. I'll try and keep it as varied as possible so that everyone who watches can get some value from this video. If you would like another video where I go into specifics, then let me know in the comments, and I could do, say, top 3 players for each position for a Championship team, that kind of thing, if that's something you guys would like to see. Now, a quick disclaimer. These players aren't the be-all end-all of like the best players in each position. Like I said, it's going to be varied, and it's my opinion on who are some good deals. There are players better than some of the players that I'm going to show, but these are players that I've had experience with. Some you might know, some you might not, so hopefully you'll find something in this video that you won't know and it could help you out. So if your favourite player doesn't make it into this video, let me know, and if I make a part 2, then I'm sure they'll be in that one. And it's also worth noting that Football Manager saves are obviously individual to each save, so while these players are the ones that will generally do well, in my save they might not do well, in your save they might do well, it could be the other way around. It all depends on how much game time they're getting in that save, and other factors like that. Things can happen to players, like they lose all their determination. So like I say, this will be individual to my save in terms of what rating they've achieved, but with these players it's a general bet that with game time and stuff like that they will achieve their full potential. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be going 3 players in every position, and I'm going to show you maybe for 5 seconds or so the player's original stats and original club at the start of a save, and then I'm going to be showing you how they developed in 4 years time, as this is my Chelsea save that we show on this channel, which some of the players involved in this video are used in. So if you want to see how these guys develop, feel free to join in on watching my Chelsea save. But yeah, we'll be looking at them in 2023, seeing how they've developed and seeing how their career's gone, so maybe you could replicate it for you on your save. If you do get any use from this video, it would be a great help if you could hit the like button, and like I say, if there's someone you think I'm missing, comment down below, and if I make a part 2, if you enjoy this kind of thing, I'll be sure to include them in that. In this video we're going to be looking at defenders and goalkeepers, then in the next video midfielders, and then in the video after that we'll do strikers and wingers. So without further ado, let's get into the first goalkeeper, and it's one you'll all know, it's Gianluigi Donnarumma. Okay, so you've just seen Donnarumma's stats in the 2019 to 2020 season, which is where you'll start, presumably, if you start a Football Manager save. He is the best bet in goal of a keeper that will always be star quality, and that's shown in this save. He's still at AC Milan. I've often thought about buying him for my Chelsea team. He's a very good goalkeeper. You will have to pay a premium if you want to get him. He is one for a high-end team, really. You can see here he's 24 years old. Ignore my scout report because that's obviously based on what my scouts think, but you can just see green everywhere. He's such a great goalkeeper, Donnarumma, and there's not really a chance that you'll buy him and he won't be a great goalkeeper. He has potential to be anywhere between 4 stars and 5 stars. He starts off at a 4-star level, maybe a 3.5-star level. So with sufficient game time, he'll definitely become one of the best goalkeepers in the world if he isn't already at the start of a save. You can see he's had 40 caps for Italy. He's got amazing stats, particularly his physicals and his reflexes. He's great mentally too. He's determined, so he's going to always improve. It's often very hard to find a 5-star goalkeeper in a Football Manager game, and Donnarumma, in terms of the goalkeepers that you start with, has one of the best chances of reaching his potential. Now, if we look at his history, goalkeepers don't often get more than a 6.8 rating on average if you win a match, but as you can see, he consistently got 6.9s, 7.15 there, a 7 pretty much in that season, and a 6.85 in the current season, playing for an AC Milan team, which isn't the best team, but he always performs, and he's one that everyone knows about. So if you can get him, you'd probably have to part with roughly about anywhere between 50 million to 90 million, depending on what year of your save you're in. I mean, there was a point in, I think, season 2 for me where I could have bought him for £40 million because of his contract situation. So it obviously is all dependent on your save, but he will cost a lot of money, and you could probably only get him if you're a big club because he does demand quite high wages. So now we're going to go to a cheaper goalkeeper option, probably one of the best Wonderkid goalkeepers on the game. It's Martin van der Voort. So here are his stats in the 2019 to 2020 season. So here he is in 2023. Now, he's a young Belgian goalkeeper with potential to be anywhere between 4-star and a 5-star goalkeeper given game time. He originally starts at Genk in Belgium. Teams will be swooping after him quite early on, so you will want to get your hands on him pretty early. But he is a goalkeeper you can get for fairly cheap. He still hasn't developed rapidly in this save, kind of because Liverpool bought him quite early on and he's been a backup for them and not really been given full game time. But you can see his stats are already very good. He's determined, which means his stats are always going to go up. He's got the right mentality. He's got good reflexes, good keeping. He is natural in both the sweeper keeper role and the goalkeeper role. So whatever your team's style, he should fit in. And he's got very good stats for a player who hasn't played that many games and has been a backup option for Liverpool for many years. Now, the thing I like so much about this guy is he has the potential to be a world-class goalkeeper, and as you can see here, Liverpool only paid £950,000 for him in the second season, I think, or the third season. Now, I imagine if you want to get him straight away, he will cost a bit more than that, because I imagine this is after his contract's run down a bit. But it does show that if you're like at maybe a mid-level Premier League club or maybe even a Championship club, if you put in a good offer, you could be getting yourself a goalkeeper here who, in a few years, will be your first choice goalkeeper, but he could also very much slot into that role straight away if you want to have that much faith in him. So Martin van der Voort, he's still got plenty of time to develop. He's a keeper you can get on the cheap. He is a Wonderkid goalkeeper. At 21, he's got great stats and he's barely played a game. So he is a great purchase if you can afford him and if you feel like you need a young goalkeeper for your team. Now for this third choice is going to be a goalkeeper that he still comes fairly pricey, but he's one that isn't going to be sought after by everyone. And if you can get in there early and buy him, he could very much be your goalkeeper for many years to come. So the next player we're going to be looking at is Stefan Bayek from Saint Etienne. So here's Stefan Bayek, I think I'm pronouncing it right. He's a French goalkeeper. You can see he's a star player for Saint Etienne. He's not on super high wages. He isn't going to cost you a bomb. I would reckon 10 million or lower you could probably get him for, depending on what season you're in. And he has the potential to be anywhere between 3.5 star and a 5-star goalkeeper, which for that amount of money is pretty good. If you're a Premier League team, after a few years, he's going to be a consistent Premier League goalkeeper for sure. He's got great stats, good mental stats too, so he will develop quickly. And in terms of someone who you might not have heard of, if all the other goalkeepers have been bought and you're a team who's struggling to have any pulling power in the market, this could be the type of guy you look for, because I don't think everyone's going to be after him. He will require work. He's not going to be the world's best goalkeeper, but he would definitely be a solid Premier League goalkeeper if given the time and development. So I think if you're looking to spruce up your goalkeeper position with a bit of youth, then this guy could be your man. So now we're going to move on to centre-backs, and again we're going to start with the expensive option, and it's the one that you'll all have heard of. He's going to cost you a bomb, but he is guaranteed to be a star player. It's Dayot Upamecano, and here he is in the 2019 to 2020 season. So for the three centre-backs I'm going to be showing, they are all part of my Chelsea squad in this save. And Dayot Upamecano is the best of them all. He is probably one of the best centre-backs in the world. He's consistently playing for France. He's 24 years old. He is 4-star already in the Premier League with the potential to be 4.5-star. And I think in most saves he will hit a 4.5-star potential or 5-star potential for sure. He is one of the best bets in terms of guaranteed star quality centre-back. He starts off at RB Leipzig. He will cost you quite a lot of money and he will cost you quite a lot of money in wages too. And you'll struggle to keep hold of him. I've had offers from Barcelona and Real Madrid. It's only because we're Champions League and Premier League winners in this series that it's easy to keep hold of him. Upamecano's biggest asset is his physicals. He's an absolute beast. He's strong, he's fast, he's good in the air. And then add on to that he's pretty good mentally. He's determined, which means he's always going to improve. He's brave, he anticipates things well. And then some bonuses that he has, he's very good at defending, marking, tackling, and he's also decent technically. He's good on the ball, and that's what makes him such a good ball playing centre-back, which is the position I play him in. He's made it into the Premier League Team of the Year, the Champions League Team of the Year, all that kind of stuff for us. He is one of our highest paid players. He's so good. Valued at £62 million, meaning if I sold him, I'd probably get £100 million for him. And this is in 2023. But I had to pay a pretty high fee for him in the first season or the second season I brought him, I believe. Yeah, you can see I brought him for 85 million off Leipzig. And since then, he's had 7.1 plus, 7.13, 7.12, and a 7.22 season for us. He is one of the best centre-backs out there, and if you can get your hands on him and you are a big club, I'd go for him straight away before someone else picks him up off Leipzig. Okay, so the next player we're going to be looking at is, again, it's an expensive one, but he's one that will be a bit cheaper and you might not know as much about him. This guy is Alessandro Bastoni from Inter Milan. So here is Bastoni. He's 1 year younger than Dayot Upamecano, and he is an Italian national. He is left-footed, whereas Dayot Upamecano is right-footed, so you could maybe play them both together. They are both ball-playing centre-backs. Again, Bastoni, he isn't as quick as Upamecano, but he's still pretty fast, but he is taller and he's a very good aerial presence. He's already scored quite a few goals for me this season. This is the first season that I've had him. He's playing consistently for the Italian national team. He's got very good all-round stats, particularly mental stats are very good. And he's just a great all-round defender with the ability to improve. I believe in most saves he will hit anywhere between 4-star and 5-star potential. I mean, the fact that he's a 4-star centre-back in the Premier League at 23 years old. He's probably going to be better than that. He's valued at almost £50 million now, and he's just such a good centre-back. We had to pay £66 million for him off Inter Milan, but this is the most recent season where he'd been consistently performing for Inter Milan with, I mean, you can see here, he had a season where he got 9 goals and 2 assists. But I believe in your saves, you might be able to get him for a bit cheaper. He's been on loan from Inter Milan for a few years, so maybe they don't value him too much. I didn't go for him straight away, so I can't guarantee how cheap he's going to be. I'd expect still a pretty big sum, but if you can scout this guy and get your scouts on him and get in some offers for him and maybe get him into your team, he'll be a first team centre-back, a leading centre-back for your division for years to come, like he was in the Serie A and like he's making himself in the Premier League. So the third and final centre-back we're going to be looking at is one that, if you're maybe a Championship club, maybe in the second season, because he does start off on loan, it's Ethan Ampadu. He starts off on loan at Leipzig from Chelsea. If you can get him on loan in the second season, maybe for a Championship club or even a Premier League club, he'd be very good for you. So we're going to take a quick look at Ethan Ampadu. Now for me, in my save, Ethan Ampadu hasn't really reached his potential. He's consistently playing for the Welsh national team, but the reason he didn't really reach his potential is because, well, one, he's still 22, but I'm also just always sending him out on loan because he just doesn't fit into my squad. He's a very good ball-playing defender. He's good all round. He's not particularly fast, strong, good at defending, good at passing. He's just a mixture of them all, and he can also play very well in defensive midfield. He's one of them. He's not going to be the best in the world, but if you're a lower league Premier League club, like I've got him on loan to Sheffield, he was also on loan to West Ham the season before that, but he could easily play in the Championship. I reckon if you're a Championship team, you could probably get him on loan. You might even be able to buy him off Chelsea depending on your save, but he's just a very good centre-back that, if you can't afford these more expensive options, because centre-backs are very hard to come by, he could be the one for you. So that's all the centre-backs. Hopefully you found someone there who could fit into your team. And now we're going to come to full-backs, left-backs and right-backs. Now, we'll do 3 left-backs and 3 right-backs. But the thing with these positions is it's very hard to find a 5-star player. So some of these players aren't going to be absolutely amazing, but they are very much, if you're a Premier League club or some of them are for maybe a lower division, they'll consistently be good for you and you won't have to worry about buying a new person in that position. So the first one we're going to be looking at is the most expensive of our 3 left-backs. He's Juan Miranda, on loan at Schalke from Barcelona. So in my save, Juan Miranda, he's 23 years old now. He's a 3.5-star left back, but I'm sure if you had him in your team and you developed him, you could easily go to 4-star, 4.5-star, because he has that kind of potential. He is one of the best young left backs in the game. He's currently at Atletico Madrid. He got bought from Barcelona for 50 million, so as you can see, he is a pricey player, but he's had some very good seasons. You can see here he had a 7.23 season for Barcelona, then a 7.4 season, and now he's having a rough about 7 season in Atletico Madrid. So he's a good left back. He can play the wing back role and the full back role well. He's more of a full back though. He has very good physical stats. He's tall. He is strong for a left back. He offers a lot going forward. He's quite technical with his crossing and his passing. So if you're looking for an all-round left back, maybe focused more on the attacking phase, and this could be your man. Again, you'd probably have to be a big club to pry him off Barcelona, like the likes of Atletico Madrid have had to pay quite a lot of money. But if you're looking for a left back, maybe get your scouts on this guy and see what he's like in your save. The next player we're going to be looking at is one that has been an absolute nightmare to play against in my save. It's Brandon Williams from Manchester United. I'll show him at the start of the save now, and then we can see what he's done in my current save. So here is Brandon Williams. He's currently of West Ham, and that is where he's been playing so well. He's always so tough to play against. He's not one of them that's going to be an absolute world-class player. But if you're a Premier League club like West Ham or maybe a Championship club and you can get him on loan or buy him, then he'll be very good for you because he's an all-round left-back. As you can see, he's more suited to the wing-back roles in the attacking phase. He's determined, so he will get better. He's still only 22, he's English, which is always a plus if you're playing as an English team. West Ham paid 20 million for him in the second season. One season he had a 7.2 rate and another season roughly about 7.2 again. He hasn't been as good this season, but he gets goals, he gets assists, and he gets player of the matches, so you know he's really making a difference for that West Ham side. And he's just a very good left back. If you can get your hands on him, maybe on loan, like I say, he could be the one for you. The next player we're going to be looking at in the final left back is an option where you'll probably have to loan him in the first few seasons from Chelsea. It's Ian Maatsen. We'll take a look at him now. He doesn't start off as the best player, but we'll show him in my save what he's developed into. So Ian Maatsen, he does start off with 5-star potential. In my save, he's kind of capped at 4-star now because I haven't played him too much. But here's my backup left back at Chelsea at a Premier League and Champions League winning level. He's been subject to offers of about £60 million from Real Madrid this season. I think his stats lie a bit. He's very good going forward for me. He's very fast, very physical. His determination isn't great at the start. I think it's actually gone up for me and it's at 12. I can't remember for sure, but he's a top left back. As you can see, he is still labelled as a wonder kid. And if you can get this guy maybe a season or two in on loan for a championship club or a low-level Premier League club, he would definitely work well for you. If you're a Barcelona or Real Madrid, I won't go buying him. But I think if you're a team that needs a left back and you're going to consistently play this guy, he will reach a very high level and you could maybe sell him on. I mean, you can see he's playing for the Dutch national team at 20 years old at left back. He's performed well for us here at Chelsea. You can see he's got a 7.12 rating in that season, a 7.3 rating in that season, and a 7.27 rating in that season. And you can see that you can get him on loan in a championship team if you really want him, because we loaned him out to QPR and he had plenty of offers from other championship and lower down clubs. So if you want to get your hands on a left back like that, I certainly vouch for him. He's been great for me, and I think if you're looking for a left back that maybe no clubs have gone for yet, he could be your man. So right backs do have a bit more quality, and the first obvious one, if you have the money, is Trent Alexender-Arnold. He starts off at such a good level, we'll show it now, but he can get even better. You can see Alexender-Arnold here in 2023. He's 24 years old, consistently playing for England, valued at a lot of money for a right back. He's got amazing stats everywhere. You can't complain with one of his stats. Great mentally, great physically. I mean, his crossing is amazing, just like it is in real life. I don't even know if you can really pry him off Liverpool. It would probably take a lot of money, but if you can, I'd certainly go for this guy, because in my save, every single year he gets the Young Player of the Year. Now he's finally too old to get it, but you can see here he's got 7.6 match rating in this season, 7.38 average last season, always in the 7.1 pluses, which is very good, constantly providing goals and assists, just like in real life. And yeah, like I say, there's not much to say about Alexender-Arnold other than if you have the money, I would go for him, because then you'll never need a right back again until he retires. Now the next player I'm going to show is Reece James. He is in my Chelsea side and I have had a lot of experience with him, which is why I'm going to recommend him. So here's how he starts. Now this is what Reece James has become in 2023. He's such a good player. He won the European Golden Boy one year. He's a physical threat. He provides assists. He's very good at defending. He gets goals from free kicks for me. He scores like 10 goals a season at one point. He's a leader. He's now my club captain. I don't know how much Chelsea are going to ask for him. Probably quite a lot of money. But if you are Chelsea or you're another big club, maybe you can get your hands on him. He's such a good player. He's developed into a 4-star right back for me. I'm sure he could become an even higher rating in a few more years, or if he was at a different club. Because he did have some injury issues for me, but now he's all good. And he's been such a great player for us, and I can only vouch for Reece James. You can see here in the first season he got a 7.4 match rating, next season a 7.35, the next season a 7.26, and the next season a 7.48. And there's this season here, 2020 to 2021, where he scored 10 goals, pretty much all from free kicks. He's a set-piece specialist, and he's so good, Reece James. Honestly, if you can get your hands on either one of Trent or Reece James, you're sorted at right back until they retire. Two great English right backs. If you can get your hands on, go for it, but they're both going to cost a premium. Now I'm going to show one cheaper option. Now he is still fairly expensive, but he is a lot cheaper than what these two will cost you. It's Sergino Dest from Ajax, and we'll have a quick look at what he starts off as now. So here's Dest in 2023. With consistent playing time, he will hit anywhere between a 3-star potential and a 5-star potential. I would roughly say get around 3.5 to 4-star potential, which that kind of ability is great for if you're a Premier League side. Maybe not if you're a title challenging team, but if you're like a mid-level Premier League team or a German league side, Spanish league side, if you can get your hands on this guy, I very much would. You can get him for around £20 million at some points. Maybe it'll be more or less depending on how your save is going. But I've had the option to buy this guy for less than £20 million, and I'm sure you'll be able to get him for less than that if you really pursue him. Again, he's not one of them as in any standout stats. He's more of just an all-round right back. Consistently plays for Ajax. Good physically, good mentally, good technically. His crossing is 14, which means he will get you quite a lot of assists. He plays for the USA national team, so hopefully you won't have any work permit issues with him. You can see in this save he's hit pretty much 7s all round for Ajax. He's such a good player, I think, if you want a right back, again, one that's going to stay with you for many years. You could probably sell him on for more later on. But yeah, he's a cheaper option of a free. For right backs and left backs, it's very hard to find amazing players, and they're also quite expensive, so there's not many like cheap bargains in that position, I would say. But from my experience, these are some really good fullbacks that you could get for your team that will consistently play well for you in that position for years to come. That will be it for this video, but I will make more if this video gets a good reception. So I hope you have enjoyed. Feel free to hit the like button. Let me know what you think of it in the comments if you think I should make more videos like this, or if you think I've missed someone in this video, let me know. If you want to see some of these players develop, feel free to check out our Chelsea series, where we are using a lot of these players and we are seeing them develop over time. And subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Like I say, if this gets a good reception, I will make more, and I will do the midfielders and the strikers. So I hope you have enjoyed, and I hope this video has provided some value to you. And all being well, I'll see you in the next episode. So thank you for watching, guys, and goodbye.